Good afternoon. It's an honor to be here, especially to get to speak along with my dear friend Mike Kaufman from Colorado. No one works harder in the United States House of Representatives to defend the interests of small business owners, of hardworking people than Mike Kaufman. So Mike, it's been an honor getting to know you and serving with you. I want to thank Javier Palomares for his excellent job in leading this critical organization. I want to thank my friend Henry Fletches, who's here, for introducing me to this important organization and for all of his work advocating on behalf of Hispanic businesses. And of course, what a privilege to be in the presence of Reince Priebus, the chairman of the Republican National Committee, who has done an extraordinary job of leading our party the last few years. It's always good to see you, Mr. Chairman. I thank you for coming to Washington. Your presence here matters. Getting in the faces of members of Congress, senators, decision makers, it really does make a difference for people to hear from you. And who are you representing? Well, on the surface, you're representing so many businesses across this country, so many dreams of people that maybe arrived in this country some months or years ago. But oftentimes, I think all of us fail at focusing on the people who need good government the most, and that is the people who you employ. And all of us who have been in the position of owning or operating a small business can relate to that, because who do we worry about? Who do we think about when tough times come? Our employees. I've had to consider laying people off during my business career, and it is so painful, because you know that that person and their family relies on that job, on that opportunity to pay the bills, to own their home, to not lose their car. So the policies that we would like to see enacted, and that people like Mike Kaufman and I are working for in Congress, appear to benefit you, and they do, but ultimately they benefit the people who need good government and good policies the most. Think about regulations. For most of you here, and when I was in business, for me, regulations were an inconvenience. Well, maybe I have to change someone's hours. Think about the 30-hour work week. Well, now I have to make sure X-employee doesn't work more than 29 hours. That's a pain. I got to sit down and figure that out. But for your employee, that's devastating. And that's why we will always, 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 without apologizing, fight for, advocate for free enterprise and a business climate where everyone who wants to be in this country, contribute to this country, and play by the rules can achieve success, whatever success happens to mean for them. So I thank you for your advocacy. Your presence here helps those of us who agree with you make our case. But let us never forget who we are really fighting for. We're fighting for people like my dad, who arrived in this country and experienced true hunger. I did not know this. My dad confessed to me some years ago that at one point he was in this country. He had arrived in Miami. By the time he arrived in Miami, there were too many Cubans in Miami. By the way, there are still too many Cubans in Miami. And there was no work, so he was sent to New Orleans. Imagine a 21-year-old in New Orleans who can't really speak the language of this country. And he was hungry. And my dad didn't want to work 20 hours or 30 hours. He wanted to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week, as many as he needed to take care of himself and of his 13-year-old brother who came with him. That is the America that we need to preserve. That is the America that I know you are fighting for, and together we will succeed in passing policies that will make sure that this country continues allowing everyone who desires to work hard to achieve that wonderful American dream. Thank you all for your work. It's been an honor to be associated with you, and we will continue working together.